Albania, known as the Land of Eagles, is a hidden gem where untamed mountains meet the sparkling blue waters of two seas, the Adriatic and the Ionian. Blessed with over 300 days of sunshine each year, it boasts golden beaches, wild rivers, and ancient fortresses guarding its timeless cities. Here, the Albanian Alps, the legendary cursed mountains, rise proudly above lush valleys, while the Vjosa River flows freely as Europe's last great wild river. Albania's heritage stretches from prehistoric lakes like Ohrid to the Ottoman streets of Berat and Gjirokastër, both UNESCO World Heritage Sites. This is a land where history, nature, and freedom intertwine, a place waiting to be discovered. Every corner of this land hides a story, from sunlit shores to misty mountain peaks, waiting to be uncovered. Step inside, and you'll see why Albania remains one of the most captivating and undiscovered treasures of the Balkans. The majestic Osum Canyon is the largest in the country, rightfully called Albania's Grand Canyon. It is a breathtaking natural wonder, renowned for its stunning landscapes and unique geological features. Carved over millennia by the Osum River, the gorge stretches 13 kilometers and reaches depths of up to 80 meters in some areas. Lush greenery and towering cliffs contribute to the canyon's picturesque beauty, making it a popular destination for day trips from Berat. During the spring, high water from melting snow makes it possible to explore the whole length of the gorge from the river. Spring is also the best time to view the many waterfalls in the gorges, which thunder from above as explorers pass below on boats. The rapids are Class 2, so one does not need prior whitewater experience to navigate them. At the end of the summer, when the water is lower, the full length of the gorge is not navigable, but there are various walks with opportunities for swimming in various pools and streams. The edges of the gorge have an unusual ecosystem that preserves the greenery on both sides of gorge year-round. On the slopes of the gorge, erosion has created pockmarked cavern walls with small caves. Berat, known as the City of 1/1 Windows, is a historic city in Albania, located in the heart of the country's lush landscape. It lies along the Osum River, just west of Timor Peak, 7,927 feet. Known for its picturesque beauty and rich cultural heritage, Berat offers visitors a glimpse into Albania's fascinating past and a taste of its warm welcome. A 2,400-year-old city, pride of Albanian architecture, wealth of culture, and symbol of religious coexistence, has been proven in the UNESCO World Heritage Site since 2008. What makes Berat special are the houses designed in the Balkan architectural style from the years of the 13th century. It has a rich history dating back to ancient times, with influences from the Illyrian, Roman, Byzantine, and Ottoman periods. The city is home to many historic sites, including the Castle of Berat, a castle dating back to the 4th century. This region is not only an architectural wonderland, it is also a living museum of traditional Albanian life. As you stroll through its cobbled streets, you'll meet locals who are proud of their heritage. The unique mix of cultures and religions that have coexisted here for centuries adds to the vibrant atmosphere of the city. The Cape of Rodon is a stunning coastal region located in western Albania. It's a picturesque area of rolling hills, rocky cliffs, and crystal waters framed by two stunning beaches, both with soft golden sand and turquoise waters. This place is an ideal destination for nature lovers, offering breathtaking views and plenty of activities, from swimming and sunbathing to exploring the local caves. The best time to visit is from May to August, when the weather is perfect for a summer vacation. The Cape is steeped in history, having been an important trading port since Roman times. There is also a local legend associated with the Cape. According to it, the history of the Cape's name is linked with the official god of the Illyrian state Redon, who got immortalized by being in paintings in temples and a symbol in coins used by Illyrians. He is the ancient Illyrian god of the sea, as well as the patron of sailors and travelers, combining aspects of Poseidon/Neptune and Hermes/Mercury. He is portrayed as a young man with a trident, wearing a broad-brimmed hat worn by travelers, often accompanied by a dolphin or a ship. The Albanian name Redi, derived from this ancient god, is still in common use today. Lugara Pass sits around 65 kilometers south of Albania's capital, Tirana, along the Riviera coastline. The route belongs to the larger Lugara National Park, spanning the Seronian Mountains, lining the Ionian Sea. Roads slip just inland, but always within sight of sublime shorelines. The pass crests just over 1,000 meters, connecting valleys otherwise severed by stone walls and jutting dramatically towards the azure waters below. It's one of the few places in Albania where the mountains truly meet the sea. The place is located at the crossroads of two different climates, Mediterranean and continental. This unique blend allows a rare diversity of flora and fauna, where you can find alpine meadows, centuries-old black pines, and sea eagles all in one area. This mountain pass is rumored to have been Julius Caesar's route while pursuing Pompey during the Roman Civil War in 48 BC. The name Logara originates from expansive mountain meadows dotting the windswept peaks. But contemporary fame comes from the passage hewn through verdant slopes, offering staggering vantage points of the roaring sea. Most visitors seek the glowing promise of postcard panoramas revealed at each hairpin turn. This mountain road used to be dangerous, but recent infrastructure improvements have improved the driving conditions on what many consider Albania's most scenic driving route. Ksamil is the place that changed the conversation about Albania. Christened the Maldives of Europe, it's probably responsible for a generation of travelers now thinking of travel in Albania as more about beach beds than bunkers. This evolution is evident throughout the town, from its crowded beaches to its expanding array of accommodations and restaurants, now resembling some well-known Greek islands. In the space of a few short years, this little town on the southern coast became a social media sensation, with its white beach and stunning turquoise bay going viral on main feeds, magazine spreads, and any newspaper feature talking about the unknown, slightly suspicious outlier transformed to the hot, new summer destination in the Balkans. The beach scene is vivacious during peak season July and August, with younger travelers and couples dominating the main areas. Water sports enthusiasts will find plenty to do in Ksamil. Kayaking, paddleboarding, and jet skiing are popular activities. Just off the coast of Ksamil, you'll see 4 small islets, with the 2 outermost islands uniquely connected by a narrow strip of sand. This natural sandbar, visible during low tide, forms a secluded beach area, the perfect place to get away from the crowds. Accessible only by water, you can reach these islands by renting a kayak, pedal boat, or taking a taxi boat from the main beach. There are even sunbeds for rent out here during the main summer season. The quiet whisperings of an ancient river. Majestic mountain peaks soaring into the sky, and the crunch of forest leaves underfoot as you hike northern Albania's most breathtaking trails. Welcome to Valbona Valley, Albania's most incredible hiking destination that has inspired the country's most famous myths and has drawn in visitors from all over the planet. The name Valbona is used to refer to the turquoise-colored Valbona River, which in turn flows through the valley bearing its name, and a small village in the valley, as well the general area informally. A wild, high, mountainous region inhabited by strong and fiercely independent people, the Malisi or Highland, for the history of Albania, has been the region which was never really conquered or subdued by the various waves of invaders during the last 2,000 years of Balkan history. While the proper name of the mountains around Valbona specifically are the Gjirokastër Highlands, their name is most often translated in English as the Accursed Mountains, based on the name given to them by disgruntled Serbian would-be invaders. Located in the heart of the Albanian Alps, this site is a pristine getaway of breathtaking beauty. Majestic peaks, emerald meadows, and the crystal-clear Valbona River create a serene backdrop for nature lovers. The valley has well-marked trails that allow trekkers to explore its peaks and hidden gems, while the warm hospitality of local guest houses adds an authentic touch. Gjirokastër is enchanted with the almost fabulously steep alleys, where each building has its history written in stone. Located in southern Albania, Gjirokastër lies on the steep slopes of the Drino River Valley, in a dominant position and a landscape rich in history. This is the city of 1,000 staircases, which includes hundreds of houses, Ottoman-type towers with stone roofs, wooden balconies, and stone walls. The first written records of Gjirokastër date back to 1336, when the town was on the borders of the Byzantine Empire. In 1432, it was captured by the Turks. Unlike other Albanian cities of the time, it flourished under the new rulers and became the center of one of its administrative regions. In 1670, it had 2,000 houses, 8 mosques, 3 churches, and 280 shops. In the 19th century, most of the town burned down, and the splendid houses that we can see in Gjirokastër today were built during the subsequent reconstruction. In the first half of the 20th century, 2 prominent Albanian personalities were born in Gjirokastër. The first was the leader of the communist resistance during the Second World War and later dictator Enver Hoxha. The second was the writer Ismail Kadare, probably the most famous Albanian author, whose works have been translated into many languages. He brilliantly depicted his birthplace in the novel Chronicle in stone. After the collapse of the communist regime in Albania, Gjirokastër, like other cities in the country, faced industrial collapse and job losses. To this day, it has not recovered from the mass emigration that left many of Gjirokastër's historic houses uninhabited and falling into ruin. Only the development of tourism in recent years has helped to remedy the situation, with many families beginning to rent their homes as guest houses. An important milestone was the inclusion of Gjirokastër, along with Berat, on the UNESCO World Heritage List in 2005. Albania's first UNESCO World Heritage Site, Berat is an ancient and fascinating place. Founded by the Greeks, colonized by the Romans, expanded by the Byzantines, sold to the Venetians, conquered by the Ottomans, and surviving wars, earthquakes, and floods, there's over 3,000 years of history to pick through across the 29 square kilometers. Located in the south of Albania, approximately 20 kilometers from the modern city of Tirana, this area has a special atmosphere created by a combination of archaeology, monuments, and nature in the Mediterranean. With its hinterland, it constitutes an exceptional cultural landscape which has developed organically over many centuries. From 800 BC until the arrival of the Romans, Berat was influenced by a Greek culture, bearing elements of a polis and being settled by Ionian tribes. In 44 BC, Berat became a Roman colony and expanded considerably on reclaimed marshland, primarily to the south, across the Riviera Channel, where an aqueduct was built. In the 5th century AD, Berat became an episcopal center. It was fortified and substantial early Christian structures were built. After a period of abandonment, Berat was reconstructed under Byzantine control in the 9th century. Berat and its territory came under Angevin and then Venetian control in the 14th century. Several attacks by despots of Epirus and then later by Ottomans led to the strengthening and extension of the defensive works of Berat. The most interesting ancient Greek monument is the theatre, which is fairly well preserved. The major ruin from the Paleo-Christian era is the baptistery, an ancient Roman monument adapted to the cultural needs of Christianity. Immerse yourself in the fascinating history and rich culture of this enchanting Albanian town, located in the northwestern part of Albania, close to the Montenegrin border. Shkodër, also known as Shkodra, is an important cultural hotspot in the country and offers you a variety of historical and cultural sites and scenic attractions. The city is surrounded by three rivers, the Drini, the Buna, and the Kiri, which not only provide it with a breathtaking backdrop, but have also been a rich source of life and trade. Here you will find a delightful blend of ancient traditions and modern life that makes Shkodër a unique destination. The history of Shkodër goes back a long way and is closely linked to Rozafa Castle, which sits majestically on a rocky hill west of the city. According to the historian Tit Livy, it was the strongest area of the Lebites, Illyrian tribe. Like all ancient buildings, the castle is also linked to a popular local legend. Rozafa was the name of the bride of the youngest of the three brothers who originally built the castle. The three men worked tirelessly during the day to lay mortar and stones, but the walls kept collapsing overnight. Throughout history, Shkodër has been occupied several times by different cultures and peoples, including the Romans 168 BC, the Serbs 1040, the Venetians 1396, and finally the Ottomans 1479. This rich historical past has shaped the city and left it with a unique cultural heritage. The people of Shkodër are proud of their city and the many artists, musicians, painters, photographers, poets, and writers who were born here and draw their inspiration from this diverse environment. Saranda in Albania, also known as Saranda, is a popular coastal town on the Albanian Riviera. The town lies peacefully in a wide bay and enjoys no less than 300 days of sunshine a year. No wonder it has grown from a once sleepy fishing village to a thriving town that is a popular summer holiday destination. The city is built on the slopes of the hills surrounding the Bay of Saranda, a scenery that resembles a theater with the bay as the stage. This is one of the things that makes Saranda so attractive and unique, as you have an amazing view from almost anywhere in the city. The name Saranda was derived from the Byzantine monastery of Agioi Saranda, which means 40 saints. This name was later changed a few times under Ottoman and Italian occupancy, but was later restored to its Albanian name Saranda when the country regained its independence. During the Ottoman period until the Balkan Wars, from 1912 to 1913, Saranda mainly consisted of a harbour for commercial purposes. In the years following, the region has been occupied by Greece and Italy, and under Mussolini's influence, the name was changed to Port Eda in honor of his daughter. Financed by Italy, extensive improvements were made to grow the harbour. By the end of World War II, British troops took control, and upon withdrawing, they left the region to the Albanian communist forces, and Albania regained its independence. Nowadays, Saranda has around 30,000 inhabitants, which has more than doubled since the 1990s, and the city has become an important tourist destination. With tourism being the main driver of the economy, other drivers are services, fishery, and construction. Located in the remote northern Albanian Alps, Lake Kamani is a true hidden gem that offers an unforgettable escape into nature. It was created when the hydroelectric power station was built in the 1980s on the Drin River, with the 115 meters high dam on one side, near Komani village, hence the name of the lake. But even if this breathtaking place was created by humans, it doesn't feel that way. Lake Komani is secluded and wild, and the surrounding doesn't feel like it was touched by a human's hand. The emerald water, so clear that it looks unreal, meanders for over 70 kilometers through mountains, in the narrowest place surrounded by vertical canyon walls. The width is only 50 meters compared with usually it's around 400 meters. The region is also home to numerous species of animals and birds. If you are lucky, you might spot them around when visiting Lake Komen. The places are easily reachable by car, although a big part of the road leading to Lake Komen is in a rather poor condition, so expect to drive pretty slow there. At least you can see some spectacular views of the surrounding area on your way. The Lake Komani ferry is a daily ferry between the towns of Koman and Fiesza in the north of Albania. It's located in the Albanian Alps and is one of the most beautiful ferry rides you'll ever witness. It's a 2.5-hour journey, and the ferry runs once a day. In the high season, the ferries might get busy, so it's better to arrive at the dock in advance, especially if you travel by car, to secure a spot on the ferry. It can get a bit windy, especially in the mornings. Keep that in mind when planning a trip, and take some warmer clothes with you. Ali Pasha's castle is beautifully located at the mouth of the Vivari Channel in the Butrint National Park, but is often overlooked by tourists. This place is located not far before the entrance of the Butrint archaeological site, but it can only be reached by boat, which makes it a great hidden gem. It has a rectangular form with 22 by 30 meter sides. Towers with guns are located on every corner. The castle was built in the 15th or 16th century by the Venetians, who bought the area, including Corfu, in 1386. It needed to provide a stronghold to protect the area around Butrint so it could be exploited for fishing and farming. Varying conflicts have caused the area, including the castle, to change hands many times, and it was finally destroyed by the French before falling into Ottoman hands in 1804. The Ottoman ruler Ali Pasha of Tepelene started rebuilding and making improvements to the castle, which functioned as one of his residences until 1820. Ali Pasha was eventually declared a rebel and killed in 1822. But as of today, the castle is still carrying his name and legacy. Ali Pasha Castle is freely accessible. Because it is situated on an islet, it is only reachable by boat. Next to the ferry over the Butrint Channel, near the entrance of an archaeological park of the ancient Greek-Roman city of Buthrotum/Butrint, there are, however, several locals who offer boat rides to the island for a small fee. The price is around €10 per person, depending on the size of your group. The Vjosa River flows untamed through southern Albania, cutting through canyons and gravel islands, with clear waters and a landscape that remains largely untouched by development. Still unknown to most travelers, it offers a rare experience in Europe. Designated as Europe's first wild river national park in March 2023, this river and its tributaries flow freely along the entire stretch from its source in the mountains of Greece to its mouth in the Albanian Adriatic. The water flows apart and back together again in branching arms, forming countless small islands. Lined by gentle hills, the riverbed is wider than 10 football pitches in some places. It is one of the most important rivers in Albania, with a total length of 272 kilometers, of which the first 80 kilometers are in Greece and the remaining 192 kilometers in Albania. It also is a wilderness area with a fantastic mosaic of different habitats. Narrow gorges in the upper section, wide gravel plains and sandbanks in the middle, and a largely natural delta on the Adriatic coast. A characteristic feature of the Vjosa's catchment area is the presence of deep karst, which provides an abundant underground supply during the dry season. In the middle course alone, there are at least 8 habitat types that are classified as the highest conservation priority in the EU. Chemical analyses of samples from the Vijosha show that the water quality is generally good. Some high values were found for iron or hardness in the Vijosha. And this river has the best water quality in the country and is suitable for all uses. Along the rugged Albanian coast south of Vlora, Gjipi Beach and the adjacent Gjipi Canyon look like a hidden paradise right on the Ionian Sea. Gjipi Beach is located in the Gjipi Canyon, between the towns of Himare and Dermi on the Albanian Riviera. If you're staying in Dermi, Himara, or even Saranda, the beach is close enough for a day trip. Due to its remote location, the best way to reach Gjipi Beach is by car or taxi from the nearby towns of Dermi or Himara. You cannot park directly at the beach. You need to hike down a rocky path, unshaded by the hot sun, to the beach from the parking. So we recommend that you take proper footwear and sunscreen with you. At a length of around 800 meters and a width ranging from 10 to 20 meters, the Canyon of Gjipi is an impressive sight. The red dirt along its walls and arid climate give off serious Grand Canyon vibes. The 3-kilometer hike from the road down to Gjipi Beach is easy and full of stunning views. The track is clearly marked and has a variety of stops along the way. Gjipi Beach is like an Albanian version of Alex Garland's The Beach. It's a picture-perfect white sand beach hidden between two large seaside cliffs. The beach can only be accessed by foot or boat, and in some cases cars. However, four-wheel drive is a must, and even then, a wrong move might send you sliding into the Mediterranean. So I suggest leaving that option to the professionals, aka locals. Once you're there, though, you'll find an abundance of things to do. You can hike into the imposing gorge or up to one of the splendid viewpoints. Relax, sunbathe, and crack open a cold beverage. There is an activity for just about anyone at Gjipi Beach. Dermi is the first major settlement on the Albanian Riviera after passing through the Logara Pass. It has become a popular tourist destination, attracting visitors with its picturesque scenery and relaxed atmosphere. While the original village is high above the coast, a tourist resort has been built down by the kilometer-long beach. The area around the beach has been undergoing a construction boom in recent years, and the beach itself is full of people in summer. More quiet is the southern end. If you walk around the small rocks, you'll find yourself on an isolated beach that's not crowded even in high season. Dermi's history stretches back to the 17th century, with generations calling this seaside village home. The town has been part of the Albanian Orthodox community, with several churches like St. Athanasios Church reflecting this heritage. From its ancient roots to today, Dermi remains a tranquil seaside village deeply connected to its past. Walking its winding lanes offers glimpses into a rich history still alive in the local traditions. Dermi was also home to some famous personalities, including Petro Marcu, an Albanian writer and founder of modern Albanian prose, Pano Bigzili, a diplomat, and Kicho Fotiadi, the first Albanian television presenter. Whether you're interested in history, love lying on the beach, or are simply looking for a unique travel experience, Dermi has something for everyone. Many visitors agree that June and September are the best time to visit Dermi. On average, however, the warmest months are July and August. So if you're looking for dry weather, July, August, and June in that order have the lowest chance of rainfall. Petrella Castle rises on a rocky hill in the southeast of the plain of Tirana, in the administrative territory of Petrella municipality. It is one of the tourist locations close to Tirana that attracts a great number of visitors. It has a triangular shape with 2 observation towers. Its first construction belongs to the period of antiquity. Archaeologists date it to the 3rd to 4th century BC, based on the ceramics of the Roman period. Although it was first built in ancient times, the present building dates from the 15th century. From the entrance to the tower, you can see materials, stones, tools, war weapons and vessels from the Middle Ages. It is about a collection of finds that have been able to withstand time and today can be visited closely. According to the manuscripts, it is said that in the 15th century, Petrella was the first castle after Kruja, which was besieged and liberated by Skenderbeu. And it was one of the centers that faced the Ottoman invasion until the last years of Gjirokastër Skenderbeu's life. This fort was also part of the signaling and defense system of the Kruja fort. These communicated with each other through fires. During the 15th century, the castle was occupied by the Turks, and then it was liberated by Gjirokastër Skenderbeu. Beautiful and intact, the historic Petrella Castle, even though it has undergone numerous attacks during the wars, it still stands against the beautiful nature of Albania. This castle is considered among the oldest in the entire Albanian territory. Along the Albanian Riviera, Himarë awaits with its jagged seaside cliffs and bright blue waters. It's a small Mediterranean town with a lively Greek influence and a plethora of wild olive trees. Soft white sand beaches run along its coast, and fishing boats float listlessly on the calming sea. Castles old and new are just a hike away, and amazing food at the restaurants is second only to their sunset views. It's a place where a 3-day visit might turn into a 13-day stay. It might be a bit strenuous on the legs, but the walk up to Himarë Castle is worth the effort. The zigzagging old streets and high stone walls seamlessly merge with the upper castle. Plants grow from abandoned buildings, and sunlight peeks through holes in the ancient fortress. Emerging at the top, you'll find yourself gazing out over Livadi Beach and the glimmering waters of the Mediterranean Sea. If you are into history, you'll find a site that traces its origins back thousands of years. The current structures and churches remain from medieval times, but the area predates classical antiquity. If you want to escape the beach or take a trip to the past, the Himarë Castle is a perfect place to spend an afternoon. Underneath the towering Himarë Castle, the beautiful Livadi Beach awaits. It's a bit rocky on the feet, but it's a large beach that sees less crowds than Himarë's main beach. The water also stays cleaner for this very reason. You can also walk, but bear in mind, it's maybe hot. Besides the main road to the beach, there is a shaded hiking trail. It takes between 30 and 45 minutes and can be a bit tricky to find. Perched gracefully near Himarë, along the arresting Albanian Riviera, Porto Palermo Castle, also renowned as the castle of Ali Pasha Tepelena, invites tourists to a breathtaking journey. Erected in the early 19th century by Ali Pasha, an Ottoman Albanian ruler, as a symbol of love for his wife Vasilikia, this fortress takes you on an extraordinary odyssey into Albania's storied past. Although some sources say he only rebuilt an earlier fortification, maybe from Venetian origin, legend has it that it was built with the help of French military engineers who were killed by Ali Pasha right after its completion. Porto Palermo Castle was built upon an island in the Porto Palermo Bay. The bay was already used in antiquity for its anchorage and called Panorma Bay. The castle island originally lay some 30 meters from the mainland, but later a narrow isthmus was created between the island and the mainland to facilitate easier communication. The castle has a triangular plan with large bastions at its corners. At the entrance to the fortress used to be a sign with a telling inscription: "Whoever dares to touch these walls, the Black Viper will eat his eyes out." The interior was used to house a garrison, and there was a prison in the northeast bastion. It was still actively used during World War II and Albania's communist era. Porto Palermo Castle can be visited for a small fee. Its interior is like a maze of rooms and hallways. A must-see if you are in the area, in my opinion. North of the castle, on the bay shore, there is an abandoned submarine base called the Porto Palermo Tunnel, dating back to the 1960s and 1980s, when Albania was a communist state. The Lake of Bovila lies on the northeastern side of Tirana, between two mountain ranges. The reservoir is formed by a dam of the river turquoise, a tributary of the Ishem. Construction work originally began in 1988, but stopped with the collapse of communism. In October 1993, work was resumed thanks to the support of the Italian state. After the end of construction in 1996, the lake took until 1998 to fill and begin to serve its purpose. The 91-meter-high dam holds back the Turquoise River, creating a 4.6 square kilometer lake that provides water to 850,000 people, roughly a third of Albania's population. The setting is undeniably dramatic. Turquoise water fills a limestone canyon between Mount Gamti and Mount Dajti. On clear days, the watercolor rivals any travel poster. The water level varies over the course of the year by 7 to 10 meters, with the high water mark being reached during the rainy winter months. Measurements from 2006 to 2008 showed the greatest depth was around 45 meters. The difference from the original depth of 53 meters must be due to the sediment brought down by the river from upstream. In September 2001, a bad odor and taste were first noticed in the water from the reservoir. Subsequently, a thorough investigation determined that the water quality was basically good. The source of the odor was suggested to be oxygen-dependent actinobacteria and streptomyces. Experts suggested measures to reduce the turbidity of the water, reforestation to reduce erosion, a protected area along the shore of the reservoir, and processing the wastewater from the settlements and farms in the surrounding area. Nestled in northern Albania, not far from the country's borders with Montenegro and Kosovo, Theth National Park offers visitors pristine mountain scenery and hiking trails relatively untouched by mass tourism. It covers an area of only 10.15 square miles, creating another small park within the country packed with astounding natural wonders. The Albanian Alps and the Shala Valley are at the heart of the national park. Generally speaking, the park represents the characteristics of a high-terrain landscape with sharp, steep mountains. Along with the mountains of the Alps and the Shala Valley, the area is characterized by thick forests, meandering rivers, beautiful waterfalls, and striking rock formations. The park is comprised of a diverse ecosystem that changes with elevation, transitioning from the oak-dominated lower elevations, moving into the beech forests as the elevations change. The alpine terrain at even higher elevations features junipers, shrubs, and alpine bluegrass. These diverse ecosystems serve as home to a variety of wildlife species. The best time to travel to Theth is from mid-May to September or October. More and more tourists are flocking to Theth, especially in the summer months. The small mountain village is overcrowded in July and August, and temperatures can rise to 30 degrees and more, making hiking quite strenuous. Lake Ohrid's western shore hides one of Europe's best-kept secrets, Lynn. A peaceful village perched on a peninsula, Lynn is more than just a scenic stop. It's the site of Europe's oldest lakeside settlement, a haven for trout fishermen, and a living crossroads of Albanian and Macedonian culture. The legends say that more than 2,000 years ago, the Caesar's soldiers visited this village, and they were fascinated by its beauty, so they called it Linidas, which means Lake of Light. In 2023, underwater archaeologists confirmed that Lynn is the site of Europe's oldest known stilt house settlement, older than the Swiss pile dwellings by nearly 2,000 years. Beneath Lake Ohrid, they found wooden posts, artifacts, seeds, and evidence of a Neolithic village that dates back over 8,500 years. This makes Lynn the oldest continuously inhabited village in Europe. Aside from its history, Lynn's tiny size and slower pace of tourism development make it a perfect place to experience authentic village life. Pogradec, an idyllic and picturesque city located on the shores of Lake Ohrid in southeastern Albania, is a popular destination for travelers looking for a quiet escape full of stunning natural beauty, rich heritage, and warm hospitality. Pogradec, with Lake Ohrid known for its stunning surroundings as one of the oldest and deepest lakes in Europe, is part of the UNESCO World Heritage Site. The town sits about 735 meters above sea level and has appropriately 17,000 residents. creating a Mediterranean continental microclimate that's 10 degrees Celsius cooler than Tirana. This offers respite from Albania's summer heat, while maintaining pleasant swimming temperatures from July through September. Unlike its more developed Macedonian counterpart across the lake, Pogradec retains an authentic Albanian character. The lake's crystal-clear waters, surrounded by greenery and majestic mountains, offer endless opportunities for water-based activities, from swimming and boating to fishing and bird watching. The Rugova Mountains and Rugova Lake, located in western Kosovo, represent a remarkable natural area known for its dramatic landscapes and rich biodiversity. This mountainous region has an indescribable yet deeply experiential potential that offers tourist opportunities for all ages, from children to the elderly. It boasts biodiversity that supports the development of all types of tourism and is characterized by very easy access, serving as the main gateway to the Accursed Mountains National Park. Indeed, the mountains of Rugova are natural paradises that in every season and almost every day present unique and breathtaking panoramas. Many visitors of all ages who explore this mountainous region leave with unforgettable memories, and many return to experience these natural beauties again. Across almost the entire area of the Rugova Mountains, you can come across the wonders hidden within their wild terrain. Qeparo is a seaside village in the Albanian Riviera, located between Lukova and Himara, and right next to Borsh. It is said that Qeparo's name was derived from the Greek word kypos, which means garden. The Greek tribe of the Ionians inhabited the area in the late Bronze Age, around the 14th to 11th century BC. The charming village has become popular under tourists for its white and sandy beaches, the beautiful stone architecture, and its calming natural environment. This area impresses with its idyllic location right on the hillside of the Albanian Riviera. From the mountains, there is a spectacular view of the Ionian Sea and the surrounding landscape. The village of Upper Qeparo impresses with its traditional stone houses, narrow streets, and charming atmosphere. Rising high above Albania's bustling capital of Tirana, lies a rugged outdoor sanctuary offering a welcome respite from city life. Sprawling across 29,000 hectares of the country's central mountain region sits Mount Daiti, where pine-scented forests, rocky peaks, misty valleys, and elevated viewpoints await adventure seekers and nature lovers alike. Composed primarily of Cretaceous and Paleogene limestone, with notable karst formations, its upper section is barren of vegetation, while the lower section, up to 2,000 feet, consists of flysch. The undulating mountain ridge features a steep eastern slope and a western slope that gradually descends onto the plain of Tirana, highlighted by an ancient marine terrace known as Fusha Idaitit, formed during the Miocene era. A 25-minute drive or a quick cable car ride transports visitors far away from chaotic streets into the wilderness playground. The City of Roses, as Permet is known, is surrounded by mountains, rivers, and beautiful countryside. This place claims to be the greenest and cleanest city in Albania. It is famous for its spectacular surroundings, folk music, delicious recipes, especially sweets like gliko, and rich history. The small town is on the southern east side of Albania, close to the two Greek borders, Kakavia and Mersani. It is 70 kilometers away from the historical town of Gjirokastër and 230 kilometers away from the capital city of Albania, Tirana. The River Vjosa runs along the whole district for about 58 kilometers and is the second largest river of Albania for its hydric reserves. In the 14th century, Permet was taken by the Ottomans, which is still commemorated by the old Ottoman bridges, which I will tell you more about below. During the communist period, Permet was given the nickname Hero City. Are you in the mood for a fresh swim in summer in Tirana and don't want to go to the crowded beaches of Durrës? There's no better destination than the Cyclops Eye, a natural pool of emerald water carved by a stream into the limestone bedrock near the village of Karabi. Legend has it that a cyclop died here, driven away by the villagers because of the damage he had done to their property. After the creature breathed its last, its final resting place is said to have become a heart-shaped lake. The 20-meter wide lake is more like a swimming pool indeed. You can lie on flat rocks and, thanks to its considerable depth, even jump off the cliff. To go to the Cyclops Eye, you have to pass through a narrow path for about 1 hour by walking from the village of Kraba. Maybe it seems a little bit difficult to go there, but the views are worth to take this road, and it is good to wear at least a little sturdy footwear. But to reach fast the destination, it's better to have a licensed guide. Ali Pasha's bridge appears wedged between two rocky hills, hiding within a narrow valley full of goat trails and footpaths. The impressive historical construction resides just outside the old stone homes of Gjirokastër in southern Albania. Originally part of an aqueduct system, the bridge is now used as a footpath for local goats and the sporadic hiker. Like so many other things in the country, Ali Pasha's bridge is named after the famous Ali Pasha of Tepeleni. There's still not much written about the man, at least not like some other countries' noteworthy figures. Albania's dynamic capital, Tirana, interweaves relics of its complex Ottoman, Italian, and communist history with rejuvenated urban spaces and daring visions of the future, crafting an irresistible destination where past and progress fuse together. It is located in the center of the country, enclosed by mountains and hills, with Dajdi rising to the east and a slight valley to the northwest overlooking the Adriatic Sea in the distance. It is among the wettest and sunniest cities in Europe, with 2,544 hours of sun per year. The area was founded in 1614 by Ottoman Albanian general Süleyman Pasha Bargjini, centered on the old mosque and turbe. The site of present-day Tirana has been continuously inhabited since the Iron Age and was likely the core of the Illyrian kingdom of the Taulanti, which in classical antiquity was centered in the hinterland of Epidamnus. Following the Illyrian Wars, it was annexed by the Roman Empire. With the collapse of the Western Roman Empire in the 4th century, most of Albania came under the control of the Eastern Roman Empire. The city was fairly unimportant until the 20th century, when the Congress of Lushnja proclaimed it as Albania's capital after the Albanian Declaration of Independence in 1912. Classified as a Gamma World City, Tirana is the most important economic, financial, political, and trade center in Albania due to its significant location in the center of the country. Kruja, also known as Kruja, is a charming hillside town in northeastern Albania, nestled in the foothills of Mount Kruja, where history, culture, and mountain scenery intertwine. Once the stronghold of Albania's national hero, Gjirokastër Skanderbeg, Kruja played a central role in resisting the Ottoman Empire during the 15th century, and that proud legacy still echoes through its cobbled streets today. Visitors are greeted by panoramic views over the Adriatic plain, the soft hum of local craftsmen in the bazaar, and the scent of mountain air that drifts through winding alleys lined with traditional Ottoman houses. It's a place where Albania's past and present meet in perfect harmony, offering travelers a glimpse of the nation's enduring spirit. At the heart of the town lies the Kruja Castle, a magnificent fortress perched high above the valley, guarding stories of heroism and independence. Within its walls are two of Albania's most fascinating museums, the Skanderbeg Museum, which chronicles the hero's battles and legacy, and the Ethnographic Museum, housed in a beautifully preserved Ottoman home. From the castle's ramparts, the views stretch across the rolling hills to the Adriatic Sea, especially magical at sunset when the stone walls glow in warm golden light. Just below the castle, the old bazaar of Kruja invites visitors to wander among wooden stalls selling hand-woven rugs, filigree jewelry, copper crafts, and traditional Albanian textiles. Albania continues to unfold like a secret well-kept, where every mountain path leads to a story, and every wave along its shores hums an ancient tune. Beyond what you've seen lies even more to uncover. Forgotten villages, untamed rivers, and cities that come alive at sunset. Let the rhythm of this land draw you further in, because in Albania, there's always something new waiting just beyond the horizon.